Welcome to my channel. My name is Nick, and whatever you're watching, I'm making videos about. If you're new here, every month I make lists of recommendations for all of our favorite streaming services, and I'm gonna level with you guys in this one. It has been a bit of a day, it's been a bit of a week, it's been a bit of a month, it's been a bit of a year, and you're getting a 2 drinks deep what to watch video. Scratch that. 3 drinks. Grab a drink, grab a snack, grab whatever you need to get through this video, because I'm going to need a good 10 minutes of your time to talk about the top 10 movies that you should watch on Tubi this month. And if you're not already subscribed, well, you should do that, so you can look forward to a whole bunch more poor quality content. I just spilled all over myself. Number 10 is Here Alone. This survival thriller is about a woman living in the wilderness after most of humanity is wiped out by a plague. She reflects on her past life while struggling to get by in a post-apocalyptic world, until one day she realizes she isn't as alone as she thought. Yeah, it's a zombie movie, but it's a low-budget indie flick, so don't expect much action. If you like slow, thoughtful explorations of survival, Here Alone is a decent if familiar tale.
Hi there, how are you? Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day.
Number 9 is 99 Homes, a drama that way too many Americans can relate to. Andrew Garfield plays a single father who loses his family home to unfair foreclosure practices. Taking a job from the man who ruined his life, he begins throwing other families out of their homes in order to earn his back. This movie is all about predatory lending, greedy banks and real estate agencies, and how people are just trying to survive in an eat-or-be-eaten world. It was way better than I expected it to be. It's quite heartbreaking, but it's also a really well-made movie that spotlights real-world troubles that people should take seriously.
My name's Rick Carver. I'm a licensed real estate broker. This home has been foreclosed on.
No, this is not happening.
I need you, your mom, and your son to step off the property.
This is not your home.
Mr. Carver, please don't.
Sir, you have 2 minutes. Pack whatever belongings you need.
Number 8 is The Sacrament, a found-footage horror film that's basically the Blair Witch version of Jonestown. A documentary crew heads to a distant location, only accessible by helicopter, so one of them can reunite with his sister who has joined a cult. At first, they believe they might be wrong about the group, but it isn't long before things descend into a full-blown nightmare. You wouldn't think a movie based off of this subject matter would work, but director Ty West pulls it off. And if you don't know about Jim Jones and the People's Temple, you look that shit up. That shit is crazy. Get your info, eat your veggies.
Welcome to Eden Parish.
You guys built all this?
Father had a vision, and we built heaven here on earth.
Who is Father?
He's the guy that started all of this.
Can we speak with him at some point?
He agreed to sit for an interview tonight at the gathering.
Number 7 is Lucky Number 11. This action crime dramedy is about a man played by Josh Hartnett who becomes the victim of mistaken identity and is pit against 2 rival crime bosses. I remember seeing this back when it came out in theaters, and I found it to be a pleasant surprise. That was like 15 years ago, so chances are it's loaded with problematic material. I don't know, I didn't bother rewatching it, but you might want to. I mean, it has a 7.7 on IMDb. It can't be that bad.
What happened to your nose?
It's a very long story.
I think it's time you told me that story.
Well, there's this guy and they call him the boss. I'm sorry, who are you? I'm the boss.
Number 6 is But I'm a Cheerleader. This coming-of-age teen comedy is about a typical high school cheerleader who just so happens to be gay. Sent to a conversion camp full of similar misfits, the protagonist struggles with achieving heteronormative status after meeting her first love interest. This is a low-budget teen comedy about coming out made long before Hollywood cared about representation. It might not hit the standards for you youngins out there, but I think But I'm a Cheerleader holds up as one of the enduring coming out classics.
Boys, don't you see how sad and pathetic you all are?
Number 5 is The Void, a Canadian cosmic body horror set in a small town ravaged by poverty. When a distraught wanderer shows up at a hospital late at night, the staff and patients find themselves under attack as hooded cult members surround the building, and it only gets crazier from there. I did a full review for this one last year, which you can check out, but to save you from watching an extra video, I'll just sum it up by saying I really like what this movie is doing and what it's going for, but the execution execution doesn't quite stick the landing for me. I still think it's well worth a watch, obviously, especially if you like ooey gooey practical effects.
Who are they?
There is something calling them all here. I've seen this place before.
Number 4 is Heaven Knows What, a visceral drama about love and drug use from the Safdie brothers. Ariel Holmes plays a fictionalized version of herself, a homeless young woman involved in a very toxic relationship with a homeless man played by Caleb Landry Jones. I know a lot of you guys are fans of the Safdie brothers. I've recommended Good Time and Uncut Gems, which are over on Netflix, and I didn't really care for this one as much. It's very slice of life. There isn't much story. You're just watching homeless people fuck with each other and do drugs, and it's pretty gritty, I gotta say. There is one scene of self-harm, trigger warning. It is brief but graphic. If that doesn't already put you off, I'll just say this isn't a fun movie, but if you want to check it off the list, you might as well while it's available for free.
How much do I gotta give you in total?
4.
You just want to get super high.
I do.
Abby?
Of course I am.
Explore the power of the mind.
Number 3 is Queen of the Damned. Oh yeah, we're going there. This 2000s vampire horror is based on Anne Rice's novel about the vampire Lestat, who wakes up from a long slumber to become a goth musician because yes, his music wakes up the ancient Akasha played by the late Aaliyah, all while a paranormal investigator begins tracking them. Is this movie bad? For sure. But is it the best of the trash? 100%. There's no doubt about it. Maybe the 2000s goth aesthetic doesn't work for you, but I don't care.
Akasha, Queen of the Damned.
She takes pleasure in only one thing. Destroying life.
Number 2 is Teeth. Switching to an intentional horror comedy, Teeth is about a teenage girl named Dawn who discovers after being assaulted by a fellow classmate that she has an extra set of teeth down in her nether region. She utilizes this newfound strength to assert herself in a male-dominated world. The plot sounds absolutely bonkers because it is. This is another one that is very 2000s in a different way in that it probably sounds like it's playing into very problematic material, but I think that it's handled in a very empowering and original way. As far as I'm concerned, Dawn is a feminist icon, so you gotta watch it at least once.
The toothed vagina appears in the mythology of many and diverse cultures all over the world.
Number 1 is Cloud Atlas, a sci-fi epic from the Wachowskis and Tom Tykwer, based on a novel by David Mitchell. Tom Hanks and Halle Berry are amongst many actors who play several characters across multiple timelines from past, present, and future. There's a sea voyage in the 1800s, a conspiracy thriller in 1970s America, and an island tribe struggling to survive in a distant land. Through it all, everything is connected. I tried reading the book and gave up like 30 pages in, so I can't really compare the two, but I can tell you that I remember seeing this in theaters back when it came out, and I saw it on an IMAX screen with a friend, and we absolutely loved it. I just really take to the idea of these actors playing souls rather than singular characters, and how we follow them through time. This does lead to some straight up modern yellow face, which is like, what were you thinking? But the rest is good, even though I know this is not designed to be satisfying for every viewer. This is a 3-hour sci-fi epic from the Wachowskis. I think you know whether or not this is for you.
This is the Cloud Atlas Sextet?
I doubt there's more than a handful of copies in all of North America.
But I know it. I know it.
And now it's time for my bad movie recommendation of the month, and Tubi has so many damn good bad movies that they tend to bleed into the top 10, but this one right here is the special kind of garbage I live for. Lavalantula is a ridiculous creature feature about an earthquake in Los Angeles that unearths massive tarantulas that spew lava, because that's a thing that absolutely could happen. Of course, some people try to survive, it's very ridiculous, but more importantly, it happens to be in the same universe as Sharknado.
Get off the street! I'd love to help you, but I got shark problems right now.
Honestly, what more do you want than that? I mean, seriously, stop asking for better things than Lavalantula. It doesn't get better than Lavalantula.
In other news, 90s action hero Colton West has apparently hijacked a tour bus. Thank you very much.
That is my list of the best movies to watch on Tubi this month. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. I really appreciate everyone being so patient and supportive since I barely post these days. Thanks for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. If you don't already, feel free to follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd to see more of what I'm watching. You know, whenever I get around to updating anything. If you're not already subscribed, you should totally do that, but also hit the bell and the notifications. That way I actually end up in your feed. That's it for this video, but I won't stop you from watching another.